Greetings and welcome back. So today I'm doing a review of Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata, translated by Ginny Tapley Takamori. So I'm going to apologize now if I mess up any of the names. I'm not very good at pronouncing Japanese names, but I'm trying my best. So I'll start with a synopsis. Convenience Store Woman is the charming and unforgettable story of Tokyo sales clerk Keiko Furukura. Keiko has never fit in, neither in her family nor in school. But when she takes a job at a Smile Mart, she finds peace and purpose in her life. But there is huge pressure on Keiko to pursue a career, to find a husband. And she feels forced to take desperate action in order to please the people around her instead of herself. Is there room in this normal world for someone as strange as Keiko? About this woman happy to be a convenience store woman, but is feeling the pressure from her family and society to be more normal by having a career and a husband. It's got a really compelling theme of just being happy even if society doesn't think you should, and is adding pressure to pursue more. I really liked it. It's got great writing and a great voice. It's in first person from Keiko's perspective, and I really like the way she sort of explains her world. The writing is a bit surreal, which was really good, but it was kind of hard to see how surreal it was because it's in the perspective of Keiko, so it's just sort of the way she's explaining the world, which was a little different. I really like the sort of way she described things, but as the story progresses, you slowly realize sort of how different her thinking is from everyone else's, so the surrealism sort of picks up as you go along. Reading through, I was a little conflicted on how I thought the book kind of wanted us to perceive Keiko, because since it's from her perspective, it feels like we're supposed to side with her and see things from her point of view, but it felt like there were a couple of points where the book sort of villainized her a little bit. Like there's this point where she's talking about how when she was younger, she was at school and these two boys were fighting, and everybody was saying someone should stop them fighting, and so she hits one of the boys over the head with a shovel and can't figure out why the adults find this so upsetting. So it felt like things like that in the book were trying to make her seem weirder, but getting her perspective and talking about her views on society and how she's confused why people think she needs to adhere to everyone else's idea of normal all made sense. So it was kind of this weird back and forth with the views of her, so I wasn't sure exactly how the book wanted us to view Keiko. But overall, I felt like I sided with her and her views on society and the way she talked about things. And one part in particular that I really liked was where she talks about navigating social situations by sort of molding herself to other people's speech patterns and mannerisms, and she talks about how she notices other people doing this with people. So I'm just going to read a short quote from the book that I really liked, and it feels very much like the sort of vibe of the book. So, my present self is formed almost completely of the people around me. I'm currently made up of 30% Mrs. Izumi, 30% Shigawara, 20% the manager, and the rest absorbed from past colleagues such as Sasaki, who left 6 months ago, and Okasaki, who was our supervisor until a year ago. My speech is especially infected by everyone around me, and is currently a mix of that of Mrs. Izumi and Sugawara. I think the same goes for most people. When some of Sugawara's band members came into the store recently, they all dressed and spoke just like her. After Miss Izumi came, Sasaki started sounding just like her when she said, "Good job, see you tomorrow." Once a woman who had gotten on well with Mrs. Izumi at her previous store came to help out, and she dressed so much like Mrs. Izumi, I almost mistook the two. And I probably infect others with the way I speak too. Infecting each other like this is how we maintain ourselves as human, is what I think. So I just felt like that really encapsulated the way she talks about the world and how she sees society and people, and it was just a really interesting concept. And so it was really good and sort of a surreal way of looking at the world. I couldn't tell if that was just the writing or sort of the way she sees the world, and it increases as you go on, because you see other people's perspectives a little bit through her. The gap between other people and her point of view sort of broadens as the story goes on. It's a really interesting telling. But for me, I felt like the weirdest part of the book was when she tries to convince other people that she's normal by dating this guy she met at work and just having him stay at her house. But I thought that worked really well, that was sort of the weirdest part, because it shows how wrong it was for her to try to conform to what other people considered normal when it wasn't what she wanted at all. So I thought her sort of trying to mold herself into what people wanted, feeling the weirdest, really set the tone right. I really liked the book, and I look forward to rereading it, since I feel like it might reveal more things in another read-through, because as I was writing this review, I felt like there were questions that sort of came up, things that I wanted to know more about, and I feel like through another read-through, those might come out a little bit more and I might get more information. So it's a very interesting read. I feel like it's a good sort of reread kind of book. It's only 160 pages, so it's a really quick read, and I feel like every time you read it, you're gonna find something new. It's a really good look on society and sort of the ideas of non-conformity and how someone would navigate that with, you know, all the pressures of people wanting you to conform to what's normal, but trying to live your life the way you want to. So it was a very good look on that kind of aspect and written very interestingly to sort of emphasize that theme. So it was a really interesting read, and I would definitely recommend it if you like books about non-conformity, if you like sort of slice of life books, because it felt very much like just, this is Keiko's life and this is how she lives it, and then there's the inciting incident, everyone else's pressure for her to do normal things, and of her taking on the boyfriend to make people think that she was more normal. Other than that, it really feels just sort of like slice of life. This is how her world is, and just a really interesting telling of that. And also, if you enjoy a bit of surrealism, because I felt like the way she told the story was snippets of surrealism, and it gets stronger and stronger as the story goes on. The surrealism sort of picks up as the story goes along. It's a great tale of a woman just trying to live her life, but with the worries of keeping her family and friends happy. And it's a really good look at how sort of backward society can be. So I thought that was a really great theme and part of the book. So I would definitely recommend it if you like anything in that area. I'm also looking forward to reading a lot more of Sayaka Murata's books, because from what I hear, her other books are even more surreal, which I absolutely love. I really like a good surrealism book. I do always want the plot to make sense, but I like that sort of dreamlike surrealism where things don't always line up, but it all works to drive the plot forward. I don't want it so surreal that you can't figure out what's going on, but just enough that it sort of puts you on edge and it's just a little mystical kind of thing. So definitely leave me any recommendations you have for that kind of dreamlike surreal book, because I'm looking for more of that sort of thing. This was my review of Convenience Store Woman. Let me know what you think, if you've read it or if you're planning on picking it up, what you're looking forward to. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful day.